Hello, everyone. Anina back for Vivid Earth with a little bit of an update today. Wow, what can I say? It's been quite the week. Yesterday, well, we had a new moon on Thursday, and then on Friday, yesterday, 28th, we had 7 planets align in the sky. Not only that, but we've got a record week behind us of Schumann resonance, geomagnetic storms, CMEs. It's just raining down on us at the moment. And I don't know if any of you felt a little bit wonky this week, but I know I did, especially on Thursday. I just felt like a little bit out of place. I had a lot of bloating. I was irritable. It was like, that's not me being like irritable the whole day. Well, I was irritable. So something was off. It was like it's like an adjustment that goes, in the body with all this light coming down. It's high frequency light. So, it does kind of, when it hits your body and your resonance is different, you're going to experience a little bit of turbulence. Okay. Like you're on a plane, suddenly you hit a bit of wind or a little bit of, I don't know what it's called, but you experience turbulence. And that's, I think, the best way to describe it. So, yeah, it's really been a record week of solar activity. The new moon in Pisces, which is all about psychic powers. And, you can list all the negative or shadow aspects, but on the positive side, it's all about psychic powers and, switching on your intuition, so to speak. And that's what we all need right now, right? I mean, there is just so much information and disinformation out there. Sometimes it's difficult to keep up. And also, I feel like we're being flooded by people that are not awake yet and that are just flooding the airwaves with all that polarity that I've been speaking about that we're currently experiencing. Let me just adjust this mic so I can make sure the sound is good. And so you might have experienced that, people in your life or in your circle, or, more than ever, they're just coming out with really next level TDS. You all know what that is, right? Trump derangement syndrome. And they're just like freaking out. And I think it's because the Democrats or the lefties or the cabal, I mean, comes in many different descriptions, are freaking out right now because, things are about to get very, very hot. Kash Patel's just taken position in the last few days. He's not held back, although we haven't heard much from his camp. We've heard from Pam Bondi, the new AG of the DOJ, that the Epstein files have been sitting on a desk together with the JFK files and the MLK, but nothing much has come out. And we had a little bit of a phase one being released 2 odd days ago, and printed copies given to a few influencers, including DC Drano and a few other people. But all it is just the Epstein contact list, like the address book and the flight logs, all of which we've already seen and doesn't really prove much per se. So people are very frustrated and they're saying, what's going on? Why is it not being released to us? Why is there no transparency? What's going on? Firstly, the normies need to be primed. Okay. Sorry, I shouldn't be calling them that, but it's just a quick word. No disrespect, really. But they need to be primed because the stuff that will be coming out is going to be pretty awful. And even us, the ones that are awake and have been doing the research for many years, I think we will also be pretty shocked when everything is released. And I'm just wondering, like, some of that stuff, they put like a PG rating on that. Because if all the video footage, I mean, surely they're not going to release all of that to the public. They'll be selective in what they release, right? Because that's just going to be like horrific stuff. Is it really something that all of the public must see? So I think there's a few things that they're grappling with in terms of, what should they really release? And I know all of the victims are being protected. Look, I think all of this stuff has already been wrapped up. What we're seeing now is just a movie playing out. Supposedly there was some scuffles between Pam Bondi, the Department of Justice, and the FBI in New York. who apparently were withholding a lot of information and many, many different files, videos, audios, records on the Epstein sort of evidence. But I think that's just posturing. It is to show that yes, there is a lot of corruption going on in that department, and it's just kind of outing them in a way now, because the public needs to see what's been going on. So you've got to show them, right? How do you show them? Well, you've got to show them everything that there is, and you've got to expose what they have been doing for the longest time. I'm sorry, somebody's cleaning leaves next to me outside, and it's just a little bit noisy, so I hope that's fine. Let me just actually get rid of this quickly. Okay, hopefully that's better. It's hard to describe to the gardener why I need him to be quiet and what I'm doing. Forgetting people don't, everyone don't live in our world necessarily, so they don't know what's going on. Anyway, there's still noise, so but I don't know. Hopefully you can't hear that. So guys, so yeah, I just people must stop freaking out. They must stop sowing division. I have a feeling a lot of these people are infiltrators that are creating doubt and say, oh, that's just, another nothing burger. Nothing's going to happen. They're not going to show us anything. Doom, gloom, blah, blah, blah. Look, it's your choice what you choose. If you choose doom and gloom, well, you're going to get doom and gloom. So just make your choice. But, I'm just going to say trust. And I don't mean, trust the plan or whatever. I'm not saying you have to just sit back and, wait for things to happen to you. I'm not saying that. I'm saying trust in the universe, surrender to what is busy happening, because no complaining, no amount of complaining is going to make any difference. Okay. So just trust and sit back. And even if it's not all the little details that you're trusting right now, trust the universe and trust this process that is unfolding, this mass disclosure, and it's got nothing to do with the DOJ or the FBI or whatever. We are entering the age of enlightenment, the age of Aquarius, the golden age. We are moving in a very light part of the photon belt. There's a lot of light there. Light is knowledge. So whether whoever decides whatever, it's going to come out anyway. Okay. So whether you mistrust this one or that one, or the motives of this one or that one, it doesn't really matter. Those are just the little details, because everything will come out. Like no secrets can stay hidden in this age. Okay, it's the age of knowledge. It's the age of higher consciousness. It's the age of which we can no longer be fooled, and neither can those that are asleep. So they will be forced awake very soon. But I'm also want to stress, maybe there will be some that will not wake up, and that there is a bifurcation happening. Right now, we can see the two. That's why the two sort of versions of Earth, the two timelines, are still somewhat connected. And that's why you can still observe the other timeline, and it's like in your experience. But pretty soon that's going to change. It kind of gives everyone a chance to figure out where they want to go, and if they want to be part of this ascension process that Earth is going through, which is just scientific fact. It's been prophesized. It's a 1 in 26,000 year event in a way, because of us moving out of the Kali Yuga and into the age of Aquarius, into the Golden Age, out of the Iron Age. So, but it's also, in a way, as I've mentioned before, and as my friend Ben told us from Mission Consciousness, that this is actually a 1 in 19 billion year event, because never before, remember, we were dumped into darkness. We came down to 3D, okay, due to occupation of this planet, basically, in very short. This planet was occupied, our DNA was tampered with, there were catastrophes on this planet, and we were dumped into a lower density, 3D basically, okay, and this artificial matrix. And then the way that they built it back up is to create this artificial matrix around us, this control system that they've been perfecting for many, many different years. So the point is, after this 19 billion years of the existence of Earth, it will be the first time that a planet pulls itself out of third density into five density. The first time that a planet ascends in this kind of organic way, where we actually still in these bodies, but they are transforming like the caterpillar into the butterfly. It's like a quantum shift where we move from carbon-based bodies to crystalline-based bodies that are lighter, more refined, and much easier and more beautiful. So we live in historic times, and I just want to remind you that nothing can stop what's coming. So it doesn't matter who blocks what cabal, what. The days are numbered one way or another, and we are moving into a new era. Okay, there is no buts about it. So anyway, looking at just what else happened this week, as you know, Zelensky was invited to the White House. He was supposed to sign a deal, which he already agreed to in principle, which was that the US were going to get mineral rights, I think 50% rights on the minerals, to repay all of the money that's been sent their way, which is not just 175 billion, but apparently over 300 billion. So he agreed to that. He came to the White House to sign this deal, and then he proceeded to argue and disrespect the Oval Office, Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, by, I don't know, spewing whatever lies. And it's just so incredible to watch. But I think if we understand that he's most probably, in that case, a white hat actor, just showing the world, really. It's like, not even thank you for the $300 billion. That's so entitled. Like, entitled. Like, you have your own country. Like, we've just loaned you $300 billion and you come here to argue. You don't say thank you. And you come here to spew lies. So that's all to show the people what really is going on. And then, of course, all of the little videos are resurfacing again about Zelensky in his actor and comedy and what is the word? I don't want to say prostitution, but something like that. You know, those days, all the suggestive dances on TV. He was a paid actor, and he still is. So, but you tell that to the far left people, and even people here in South Africa who are very highly educated, and they mingle with the who's who, and they think it's all nonsense when you send them a video that's very clearly Zelensky in latex tights with platform shoes, and they still argue with you. That's how effective the CIA is. Not only their Project Mockingbird media machine is working, but also the MK Ultra media machine. Remember, MK Ultra is all about trauma, like controlling your victim through trauma and torture. And in a way, they have tortured and traumatized the masses in everything that they've been put in place that's part of this false matrix. So, from poisoning the water to the food to the atmosphere, the air that we breathe, the wars, the pandemics, all these things that they've just kept us in fear and kept us in flight or fight. People are just surviving. They're just literally operating from their first three chakras, and that's exactly what they wanted. If you operate from your first three chakras, you can never break through. You can never achieve higher consciousness. You can never become self-aware, right? Except maybe it is possible to break through from that heavy programming and MK Ultra programming, and suddenly realize that we are more than we've been told. We are much more powerful than we've been told. So against all odds, humans have achieved a certain level of consciousness that allows this planet to be able to ascend into higher densities. And literally against all odds, after everything that they've done to us. Okay. And I'm not playing the victim card. I'm just saying we had a lot. We had a lot. We were up against a lot, basically, for a very long time, and generational trauma. And also our ancestors, they were so programmed. So if you just like questioned the narrative, or you were just applying some critical thinking and asking uncomfortable questions, it's like, well, how dare you? It's like, we don't ask those questions. They just inappropriate. It's like, well, I'm going to ask them anyway, because I think all of the star seeds, the first, the second wave, the third wave, volunteers, whatever you want to call us, we were not only born with a rebel gene, but we were also born very stubborn. Okay. If we have questions, we need answers, and we ain't stopping until we have those answers. So I think all of us, I mean, I know I'm very stubborn. Like, I'm not going to stop until I know the truth. And I won't be told otherwise when something tells me that something is not right. And I suspect most of you are like that as well. So we've come a very long way. And but anyway, suffice to say, this was an interesting week with this meeting in the White House. It turned into an argument, people shouting. Uh, Donald Trump had to be shouting over Zelensky to quiet him, and he left, and they basically banned him from the White House. So that was very, very interesting. And of course, the whole Epstein saga, and it was our friend Derek Johnson that said, once your eyes are open, it's almost kindergarten to read. And isn't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? The new AG is questioning the new FBI director as if they never knew each other. They're all part of the dream team, the White Hats, so why would they not? So it's just a play. Great play, though, for converting rhinos and the three liberals with brains. He's always very funny. Make people mad at the FBI. Demand AG to release the files. AG tells director, I want answers. Release the files. Either way, the gallery has to root for President Trump pick. When the full files are released, those same entities cannot deny the evidence. Winner, winner. It's a win-win. So yeah, but on a serious note, it's going to be pretty hard for people to fathom what's just happened. We've just had apparently Gene Hackman and his wife Betsy and their dog all found deceased in their home after a welfare visit, because no one could get in touch with them. I don't know for how long. So apparently, no foul play, but they're all just deceased. Like, okay, no foul play, seriously. So either this is the weekend of unaliving that we've been hearing, and I'm using that word because the other one is going to get flagged. Unaliving themselves, the weekend where stars will say, well, the files are coming out, I better just exit now, stage left. Or this is just to show the people that, this is going to be happening. Apparently he is very, just say, high up with that pedo crowd. And some reckon he's been taken out a few years ago already. I don't know if that's the case, but it could be part of the movie. And, we won't know, and we don't need to know until everything really comes out. So, yeah, maybe it's a precursor for what's to come. I'm sure it is. So, yeah. Elon quoted, people don't understand that you don't get instant power here, because the Wall Street Maverick, or whatever it's called, said AG Pam Bondi is fighting a leftist culture within the DOJ and FBI. Give her a chance. She's not hiding anything. She's not covering up Epstein. She wants the info released. And apparently it was going to be released at 12 p.m. yesterday. So I don't know, the time zone difference. Maybe I missed some things because I haven't fully had an update this morning because I've been busy. But as far as I know, I don't see or haven't heard of any files being released. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Um, Now, just to mention this whole measles thing that they're trying to push in parts of the US is, of course, just a last desperate attempt, another failed attempt to drive fear into people and to create the next pandemic. It's basically just a ploy to destroy trust in RFK Jr. and the Maha movement. So when you look at the numbers for the measles, they were sort of record high in 2020, no surprise. And in 2024, they are super low, as probably as low as they were in 2012. So what's the big deal, guys? Anyway, um, the whole narrative around Barack Obama's building and Hillary Clinton, the Clinton Foundation, as I've said, it keeps building and building and building. And I think that is going to be the big bombshell from the Epstein files. Remember, they can't release too much at one go because half of the stuff won't make it into people's consciousness. So they have to allow enough time for that to sink in and really have an impact and for people to understand the depravity of these people. And I think the big bombshell is probably going to be John Podesta, and that will lead to Hillary Clinton Foundation, USA, that has been basically funding the Clinton Foundation, Barack Obama, and that whole cesspool. Okay. Um, we know that, you know, Epstein was an Israeli intelligence asset. Okay, there's a lot of evidence around that. It was actually former Israeli intelligence officer Ari Ben Menashe that said Epstein ran a Mossad honeypot operation after being recruited by Ghislaine Maxwell, which is obviously the daughter of Robert Maxwell, big sort of mafia head and also Mossad agent. Okay, he was a spy basically. So, and Maxwell's business partner was Charles Bronfman, a co-founder of the Mega Group. The Mega Group is an exclusive club of Jewish billionaires funding pro-Israel causes. Maria Farmer, the first victim to report Epstein, said his entire network was run by Jewish supremacists who racially abused her and that the operation was led by the Mega Group. It's interesting. I didn't know that the first victim was Farmer because that's actually the surname of Candace Owens' husband, who is a Brit. So I found that quite interesting. But I digress. One of the co-founders, Victoria's Secret's owner Les Wexner, as we know, gave Epstein his $77 million worth of Manhattan townhouse used as the hub of his blackmail ring. Wexner was Epstein's only known client and the apparent source of his wealth. Epstein got his job at Bear Stearns in 1970 through Alan Greenberg, a Mega Group member, despite having no background beyond teaching. You might have watched that series on Netflix, which is kind of just a PC version of what's really going on. But I digress. Mega Group member Ronald Lauder is president of the World Jewish Congress and a major donor to Netanyahu's Likud party. Epstein's lawyer and longtime friend Alan Dershowitz is a staunch Zionist and the author of The Case for Israel and was even considered to represent Israel at the ICJ. Okay, one happy family. Epstein had multiple meetings with former Israeli PM Ehud Barak in his New York apartment. Blackmail. Epstein and Barak were business partners in a tech company staffed entirely by ex-Israeli intelligence operatives. No surprise. Barak says he was first introduced to Epstein by ex-Israeli PM Shimon Peres, who also gave the eulogy at Robert Maxwell's funeral. Wexner's foundation paid Barak $2 million in 2004 for undisclosed research. I am sure A lot of research. The pattern is undeniable. Epstein's blackmail operation was an Israeli intelligence asset backed by powerful Zionist figures with deep ties to the Israeli government. Well, there you have it. I'm sure you know much of this information already. And so the minions or the middle management that is running around like headless chickens at this point, because their puppet masters are no more, and they're trying to protect their wealth, their reputation, their little lives, okay, that they've become so accustomed to. They are running like rats, and they're actually destroying themselves at this point. That's the sad thing. So yeah, it's just something that's going to play itself out. So, don't be too involved. And this commentator, who is this now? Let me just find. It's an account on X called The Justice Cometh. Okay. He was saying, I'm not scolding anyone on this, but you must think critically. The Epstein case impacts worldwide. You need to rise to 40,000 foot here and look at the big picture. What I always tell you guys, yep, before you start, getting all, frazzled. For anons to be pissed about a release of information, even if it's phase one, to get this information is incredible. Have I not said you must take your emotion out of it? Have I not said that also? Be neutral. You think you know better than POTUS? This is being planned to the 9th degree. Q stated the lead in must be easy to swallow. And this is what I've said repeatedly as well. If you're angry about it, you're putting yourself into the normie category. Why are you doubting the plan now during the end of? Let's ride the horse that brought us to the big dance. Trust Tom. Accountability is coming. If you call yourself an anon, then start thinking critically about all this and take your, what is this? Do it Q out of it. I don't know what that is. We've all been waiting. I've never seen so much negativity about something so glorious in my life, and he ain't wrong. It truly amazes me how short-sighted people can be. It's worked thus far, so spare me your it's about the children, because I know that's what we've been fighting for this whole time. That's not the point. If you can't see this plan because of your anger and frustration, I'm sorely sorry. Be joyful. And as Taylor Tracy says to me, take the win, guys. And that's what I've been saying as well. Just calm down. Okay. Let it all pass. So that's where you need to surrender to the universe. No amount of puffing your chest and hitting your chest and talking trash out there, negative things are going to change things. So just be patient. We are entering the age of Aquarius. These things cannot stay hidden anymore, even if you don't trust any of that team anymore, whatever. But just remember, there's been a lot of infiltration in this movement, and it just takes 5% of misinformation to ruin it for a lot of people. So don't do it. Don't allow it. Okay? Because at the end of the day, you also create your own reality. So whatever you choose to believe, whatever you choose to envision, whether it is absolute doom and gloom or incredible joy and excitement, it's completely up to you. You choose your timeline, because this is the timeline split. So don't fall for it, okay? Keep your eye on the prize. Stay focused on the horizon, because the new dawn is there. New Earth is dawning there on the horizon. You can all see it. So don't split the small stuff, please. Just, if it becomes too much for you, just go meditate, sit on the beach, swim in the sea. I don't know, climb a mountain, get into nature, get your center back, become grounded again, because this will go the way it is supposed to happen. It's not a perfect science either. There's a lot of moving parts. So, just surrender and accept. Because what else can you do? What else can you do? You can't control what you don't have control over. The only thing you can control is your reaction, your emotional landscape, your consciousness, okay? Your self-awareness, how you respond to things. That's the only thing you can control. Trust me, I've tried to control everything around me. It didn't work out so well. I was one of those control freaks, so I can speak from experience. I'm sure a couple of you had experience with that as well. But the thing is that, I'm sure AI is working in the background or has already done so, made all of the connections on all the Epstein files that are there to be made. But it's horrific. This one is going to bring the whole house down. Like I said to you, everything is centered around the little ones. And that is the thing that's going to unite us ultimately. So don't feed into the negative. Don't feed into the drama. It's not worth it, guys. It's not worth it. It's all good. It is all working out the way it is supposed to. So don't get distracted. Don't allow them to knock you off your center. Stay focused. Do your inner work. Become so strong, become so powerful that nothing can move you. Okay. There's a lot of exercises you can do to achieve that. It's available to all of us. It's not just available to ascended masters. It's not just available to psychics, channelers. It's not just available to the white hat, the white hats or the Earth Alliance. It's available to all of us if only we'll acknowledge that and embrace that and switch on that power, because we have the potential. You've got to find the tools that's going to help you to become centered, to become grounded, to become the calm in the storm, to become the light in the darkness, to become the joy in the middle of doom and gloom. You have that power, and that's what you came for. I just want to remind you, that's what you came for. So let's not ever get distracted or pulled into the drama. Then we just waste time and energy, precious time and energy. So do what you're supposed to do. And sometimes that is just being. It's not even doing, just be. Okay. Sit by the river, meditate, read an inspirational book. Whatever it is that you need to bring yourself back to your center, do that. Sometimes we forget and we just, without even noticing, we pulled into the darkness. And that's just not going to fly anymore. We know better, right? We know better. So what else can I tell you guys? Just check if there's any breaking news that I've forgotten about, that I forgot to give you guys. There's a little video of Zelensky leaving the Oval Office. Ay, ay, ay. And this person, Captain Carl said, I never saw anyone run so quickly out of the White House. Drama, drama, drama. Drama, drama, drama. Okay. But yeah, people are starting to notice. They're starting to ask questions. And what I find actually shifts the needle is you want to disclose the truth to people, right? But it can make them quite depressed. So in the same breath, tell them that we are at the end of this war now. And there's a beautiful dawn awaiting, because it can make them very doom and gloom. Like, why are we even here? What's the point? And you don't want that. You want to keep raising the frequency. Now, everyone has to go through their dark night of the soul. That's for sure. But to show people that there's a glimmer on the horizon, that there is a new dawn. And hopefully in their reflections and their meditations, they will actually get that too, because you will have shown them that glimmer on the horizon. Something I want to play here for you guys. Just hold on one second. So I don't know if you saw any of that because I actually don't know what's going on with Zoom. I just wanted to quickly pause it to get the video up for you guys so I don't fumble around. And then I screen shared. It looked like I was recording, but it's possible that you guys missed the 5 minutes of share, which is fascinating. If you want to get your mind blown, I don't know if you've seen it or not, but if you want to get your mind blown, have a look at the video that was shared on Telegram this morning. And it was actually shared via Honey C. Golden's channel. And he talks about potentially 1,000 years being missing of our history, or that maybe that was wiped out, or there was some sort of Mandela effect. So it's unlikely that the Mandela effect only came into existence in the last few decades. It's probably been with us for a very long time. So the world as we know it is going to change, and there's a much, much bigger picture. So just keep that in mind because, all of our minds are going to be blown, no doubt. And remember, Trump wants to bring back the World's Fairs, which is said to be possibly starting in either May or July. So let's see if they meet the deadline and they can root out all the middle management rats that are now running for survival and fighting for survival. So because we need to get on now with building this new world, this new earth, and let's not wait for them either. Let's get going. Let's imagine how this new earth is going to function. What part can we play in this? How can we contribute to creating new systems where we actually self-govern, because now we are sovereign again. We self-govern. We create systems and structures that are actually beneficial not only for humanity but the entire planet and all the animals and life on it. The way that business is right now, it's so 3D. The way the idea of competition and greed and just selling people stuff that they don't need, and it's just the entire philosophy around business specifically needs to change drastically. And that's why I wanted to get out of it, like completely. Like I just shut it down. When I had my big spiritual awakenings, like I can't do this anymore. I just physically can't do it. It's going to make me ill. So I exited the matrix in more than one way, which I'm not going to get into now, but I've spoken about this before. I claimed my sovereignty and I said, I'm not going to be part of this 3D matrix business world because it actually keeps you anchored into the matrix. It keeps you in fight or flight. It keeps you attached to this material realm that we need to transcend at this time. And I needed to just get out of it. And of course, business still exists for me, but in a very different way. I do things on my own terms, okay? I don't have a string of employees. I don't do things like I used to. It's on my own terms, with freedom being the precursor. So I keep my freedom. I don't put any pressure on myself because, quite frankly, all this material nonsense that we've become accustomed to, most of it we don't need. So what are we actually working for? So find ways to simplify your life. Find ways of exiting that matrix. And if you're interested to, do a workshop or a course on that, or you want some one-on-one training, I'm currently thinking how I can assist people, because I see some people are finding it very, very difficult and they don't know where to start. And so I'm thinking to, try and create something for people to lay the foundation for them and how they can exit the matrix and become free and sovereign. So if you're interested in something like that, let me know in the comments below. Send me a little message. Otherwise, let me know where you're from. I love to hear where everyone is from, and I love all these amazing places around the world, and hopefully we'll be able to visit them without 24 36-hour flights when the transport systems are changing, whether it's the underground trains or eventually portal travel. It's all on the horizon for us to look forward to. And then we'll be able to explore all these incredible places and missing lands, the lands beyond the ice wall. We haven't even talked about that. And by the way, Sarge from Icons and I will be doing an episode on that, hopefully this week. on Antarctica and the lands beyond, which kind of segue nicely into the Tartaria discussion, which was part of this video, which I don't know if you saw or not. But so we're going to be unpacking that in a major way. So look out for that this coming week. And in the meantime, let me know where you guys are from. If you're interested to learn more about sovereignty, claiming back your power, exiting the matrix, and gaining control of your life. So let me know if you guys are interested. Other than that, I'm working on a super exciting transformation retreat in Mauritius, a beautiful tropical exotic island off the coast of Africa in the Indian Ocean. It's lush, it's tropical, it's exquisite, white sandy beaches, palm trees, just the dream destination. Just picture it, and that's what it is. And it's also pretty powerful. There's a big vortex on the island, so the energy there is supercharged, and that really helps if you want to do transformation. Now, this particular retreat is a luxury retreat for those that want to spoil themselves, or those that have the means to travel to this beautiful island and stay in an exquisite hotel that is just the perfect location in one of the most beautiful spots on the island. And so that's going to be what that's about. But there'll be other more accessible retreats as well. So wherever you are, don't judge yourself, or don't pity yourself if it's something you can't afford. That's also okay. We all have our day in the sun where the sun shines upon us, and we can often look at other people and say, oh, why are they so lucky to be able to do this or that, and that I can only dream of. Well, the thing is, everything happens in its own time for everyone, and some people peak early, some people peak late, some get is very in touch with abundance, others are not. So we all so different. We can never compare ourselves to anyone. Our journey is unique. We chose this journey for a very specific reason when we came into, or when we incarnated into this lifetime. We chose our astrological chart. We chose our lessons. We chose our family. We chose our circumstances. We chose all of it. So the best you can do is embrace yours and find out why you chose this and what you can learn from it. That's what I do when I'm just like, why is this happening? And then I say, okay, well, what can I learn from it? And there's always a good answer for that, and it's all just such a fascinating learning experience. It is the most challenging school in the universe, but it's the one all souls want to come and experience, because the growth here is extraordinary. The amount of growth that you can go through being incarnated on this planet is incredible, and it's actually sought after, believe it or not. Most of you are like, get me out of here, I'm ready to go. You came here with a very specific reason in mind, and a lot of beings were not allowed to come because this was a very strategic operation at this time that was planned, and not everyone could actually be part of that operation. So be thankful for what you have, be thankful for what you chose, for all the lessons, for the good, the bad, all of it. Okay, it's all important for your soul's growth. And your soul is grateful to you, this personality, this character that you're playing, for furthering its own growth and experience. So it's all good, guys. There's nothing bad. Just, accept it all, surrender, and know that things are going to get beautiful very soon. So, new earth looming on the horizon. Anyway, I get so taken, distracted and pulled into different directions, but that's the way I operate. So anyway, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, make sure you share this video. Shadow banning is a real thing, so we're trying to counter the algorithms as much as we can. And we'll continue to push, and we'll never ever give up. So yeah, tenacity is the name of the game. So make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel. Also, if you're on Rumble, and if you're not even on Rumble, make sure you subscribe there in case I go missing again. You can find me there. The platform is not censored, so it's pretty good. And on Telegram, as I said, and Instagram, where I'm also shadow banned, but you're welcome to connect there with me. All the links are below. So anyway, I just also want to take a moment to say thank you to all of you for your wonderful support. We've got a lot of new people in the family who came from Richard's channels and Honey's channels and everyone's channels. And it's so nice to connect and to cross-pollinate with our soul family worldwide and to add new members to the family. So welcome, and I just want to thank you. Without you guys, we wouldn't be doing this. And I appreciate all the kind words and all the beautiful messages. And it's just, yeah, beautiful to connect with all of you. I feel honored and grateful. So, anyway, that's it from me. I'm sending you all much love, and I will speak to you very soon.